Welcome paper flyers all over the globe to this edition of Inside IVPAC. We've got quite a show and lots of news, so let's get into it. We'll break to Sonia, who's at SIL Paper Aero Division, with a lot of it.
Thanks, Ryan. We got a chance to sit in on SIL's Media Day, and there is some serious events unfolding at the Fighter House. First and foremost, after 11 years of testing and design changing, the burst aircraft has been finalized. Pending a name, the first examples are expected to begin delivery to squadrons almost immediately. And speaking of names, it looks as if Diamond will change names. Coyote seems to be the name heard most around the halls. Should that stick, expect to be hearing it in the very near future. 332s have also been accepted and are scheduled to begin deliveries in the next quarter. Although not officially locked into a role, they are expected to replace Phase 4s in front-line service. This news of Phase 4 drawdown only scratches the surface of what is going on with SIL's iconic aircraft. And since we started, I'm going to keep that ball rolling. Phase 3s are to be retired, effective immediately. It seems a travesty for such an iconic aircraft to go out with not so much as a whimper, but we expect the actual date to be put off until July 22nd, to mark its 33rd and final year in the Corps. Its replacement? The brand new Phase 9, which rolled out at the tail end of the last school year. Borrowing tech gleaned from their 332s, the newest phase has shown much promise. And what of Phases 5, 7, and 8? Well, the 5 is to also be retired, but in name only. SIL thought it through and decided that a simple construction material change did not warrant a new number. The 7s have not shown the same potential as every other phase has to date, and may end up stuck in development even longer. Perhaps to be retired as well. The 8s are also in the same predicament. However, they benefit from a wealth of options not available to almost any other phase. And so shall continue in the D and T stages for the time being. Alas, Valkyrie's time in development may also have run its course. While looking every bit the futuristic aircraft, its testing has proven anything but. The troublesome plane is highly suspected to be on the way to the palace without much fanfare. SIL feels it has lost valuable time working with a design that has not given anything back. Yet another surprise due for the palace, Nova is also expected to be retired in the coming quarter. SIL made an astonishing discovery at the turn of the year, which made this plane the eldest in their stable. Long thought to be their oldest consistent design, Javelin was discovered to have branched off of a similar design called the Hijack. While similar in looks, their flights were far from each other's. But the discovery meant that the true Javelin was no longer the oldest design. Nova was. And SIL has wanted to bring the average age of their fleet down for some time. This puts Nova on the chopping block. Therefore, we can expect to see the fleet of Novae dwindle until October, so again a long-standing design can make it to its 34th year before retiring. And with it will go all supernovae as well. This is because SIL plans on diversifying the Wasp. The enlarged variant will still be called the Fury, and there are plans for a fly-off between 332s and these to see which will become the fighter bomber and the medium bomber and airlifter. That's all from SIL. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Sonia. Plenty of happenings afoot over at SIL. Good someone is there to stay on top of them. Compared to that, not much happening elsewhere. Let's break over to Sarah with a tidbit from NASA's.
All right, Ryan, not too much here to report. NASA's plans on launching their new tech on Ekrons in the next quarter. Upright fins, reverse folds, additional weight and holes are just some of the things we were told are going to happen to the planes. A new variant of Thunderbolt is also about to break cover. Not a major change, but a new way of simplifying the construction process. Take it back, Ryan.
All right, Sarah. We're going to plug into Ethan, who has something from Powerhouse Paper Planes.
Got it, Ryan. Really a bit of breaking news that also involves SIL. In a first for IVPAC, one contractor shipped final airframes to another for flight testing purposes. One of the airframes shipped is a previously flown and tested Osprey Type 5 in blue garb. This one was featured in a video or two of Powerhouses. The other example is a factory fresh R7M resplendent in full IVPAC regalia. They look rather sharp and both have highly anticipated flights in the Wisconsin skies. That's it from Powerhouse, back to the studio and Ryan. And we appreciate the update, Ethan. We've got one more, going over to Natasha at KIA.
Not too much here at KIA to report, but there is another upsizing in the works. Demon and SNA are the two next candidates for the testing. Judging from their previous experience with enlarging their aircraft, we can only assume these tests will be just as successful. Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Natasha. And thank you all for sticking with us for this edition of Inside IVPAC. Stay tuned for future editions as other things develop.